Every leadership decision happens inside a relationship. Your brain doesn't file trust, empathy, or conflict as soft skills. It files them as survival questions. Today, we are covering 4 brain-based tools. Number 1 is building trust fast and keeping it. Number 2 is reading people accurately instead of assuming. And number 3 is managing status and hierarchy without triggering threat. And the last one is diffusing conflict before it hijacks the room. These are the tools we use with executive teams that are stuck, not because the strategy is wrong, but because the room doesn't trust each other. Let's get into it.
Trust isn't a personality trait. It's a chemical event. When someone feels safe with you, their brain releases oxytocin. When they don't, it doesn't. Consistency, small kept promises, being seen, that's what triggers it, not the grand gestures. Trust isn't built in the grand gestures. It's built in the small ones nobody is watching. Here is what erodes it fast. A leader says one thing in the all hands and another in the hallway. The team's brain doesn't file it as a context. It files it as a threat. And once that alarm goes off, collaboration drops measurably. Your brain has cells that fire when you act, and when you simply watch someone else act, mirror neurons. They are why yawns are contagious, and why one tense leader can make an entire room tense without saying a single word. Empathy isn't a nice to have, it's a mirror. Whatever state you are in, the room starts running the same program.
This is well established in social neuroscience. Oxytocin release tracks with perceived safety, and psychological safety is the strongest predictor of team performance in Google's own research on this. So here's the fix. We call it the trust ledger. Step 1 is every promise you make to your team, write it down, even the small ones. Step 2 is close the loop publicly. Say when you did it, not for credit, but for visibility. Step 3 is pause for emphasis. When you can't deliver, say so before the deadline, not after. Broken silence damages trust faster than a broken promise.
Your brain has cells that fire when you act, and when you simply watch someone else act, mirror neurons. They are why yawns are contagious, and why one tense leader can make an entire room tense without saying a single word. Empathy isn't a nice to have, it's a mirror. Whatever state you are in, the room starts running the same program.
This is the basis of emotional contagion research. Leaders' effective states transmit to teams faster than their words do. Teams pick it up within seconds. So, the name, check, respond model. 3 steps, every difficult conversation. Step 1, name what you observe. You seem frustrated. Not a diagnosis, but as an observation. Step 2, check it. Ask, don't assume. Is that right? Step 3, respond to what's actually there, not what you assumed was there.
Status is tracked by the brain the same way physical safety is. A perceived status threat, being overruled, interrupted, or left out of a decision, lights up the same regions as physical pain. A demotion doesn't have to be official to register as one. Your brain doesn't wait for the org chart to register any new information. There is a well-known finding in social status research. Even small, informal cues, who talks first, whose ideas get credited the most, shift how safe people feel in a room, regardless of the actual hierarchy on paper.
This matters most in senior teams where everyone in the room used to be the smartest person in their last room. So, the status audit. Step 1 is, in your next meeting, track who speaks first, most, and last. That's your informal hierarchy, not the organizational chart. Step 2 is deliberately credit ideas to the person who raised them out loud in the room. And step 3 is rotate who opens the meeting. Small moves, it resets the status signal for everyone.
Under conflict, the brain barely distinguishes between I'm being attacked or this idea is wrong. Both light up the threat response, both shut down the reasoning which you actually need in that moment. The moment a conversation feels like a threat, the smartest person in the room gets measurably dumber. That's not a metaphor. That's what threat response does to working memory.
Picture the leader who says, let's push back on this in a calm voice versus one who says it with a raised voice and crossed arms. Same words, completely different brains in the room just a second later. Tone carries more threat signals than content.
Let's call it name the threat, not the person. Step 1. When a conversation starts to heat up, pause and name the dynamic out loud. I think we are both feeling defensive right now. Not who is right. Step 2. Separate the idea from the person. Ask, what's the strongest version of the other side? Step 3. Table it if needed. A cooling off period isn't avoidance. It's giving the threat response time to switch off.
So, 4 things to take into your next team conversation. Number 1 is trust is built in small. Keep promises, not big gestures. Number 2, your state is contagious. Check your own tone before you check the room. Number 3 is status is tracked constantly, informally, and painfully. Watch who gets the credit. Number 4 is conflict becomes threat the moment it gets personal. Name the dynamic before it takes over. None of this makes you softer. It makes the smartest people in the room actually available to you instead of stuck in threat response.
That's 4 episodes down. If your team runs on trust, empathy, status awareness, and clean conflict, you're already ahead of most executive rooms. Subscribe and tell us which brain system you want us to rewire next.